So, in case you've been living in a cave, Conor McGregor, a multiple weight MMA champion, moved to boxing for a super fight with arguably the best boxer of all time, undefeated Floyd Mayweather, who had a career of 49 victories with 0 losses. And what happened is that he now has 50 victories and equally 0 losses as before. McGregor was stopped by way of controversial TKO in the 10th round. And since a lot of people, even supposed experts, are tossing around a lot of nonsense as to what exactly happened in there, I thought to make a video to clarify, because the truth is always simpler than human minds tend to make it. The short recap of the fight was this. Mayweather played defensively in the first half fight. McGregor landed a few punches, but nothing dramatic enough to knock him out. And then Mayweather opened up when McGregor showed signs of exhaustion and found himself punching McGregor at will, ending in a stoppage by the referee when he saw that McGregor was hitting lots of punches without being able to defend, let alone attack effectively. One thing that allowed Mayweather this victory is that boxing is not real fighting. It is a sport. A sport in which you are allowed to lower your head and use 2 big watermelon-like pillows attached to your hands to protect it, and you're pretty much safe and can push forward. That's exactly what Mayweather did to get into the range of the longer fighting McGregor and punch him from the shorter range that suited him better. As you know, a longer fighter explodes at a further distance, so once someone gets close, he cannot have quite the same power in his punches anymore. Now, in a real fight, there are counters to this, namely knees to the jaw and wrestling. But in the silly sport of boxing, someone can keep doing this unpunished, and that's exactly what Mayweather did. In fact, when he figured out that McGregor was getting tired, that's all he did. The energy McGregor was spending to get in position, clinch, push, and generally try to neutralize that advance played big part in him gassing out, as he admitted himself in the post-fight interview. But the most important factor as to why that happened is McGregor's style of defending against strikes. He doesn't fight with his hands up, he shoulder rolls, slips punches, and generally deflects or avoids them instead of blocking. He almost never blocks a punch. As I have stated in one of my older videos on the subject, that approach can work beautifully, but it can only work if you have something to really threaten with. If your opponent knows that each of your punches can knock him out, especially if you outrange him, that's when that way of defending can be super effective. But once you gas out and you can no longer have the power to knock out even a granny, then you are in big trouble, because your opponent knows that he can get inside your range with impunity, and you have no raised hands to block his punches. Moreover, the fatigue means that you can also not roll and slip and dodge as fast. This mathematically leads to absorbing pretty much anything he fires at you, and this mathematically leads to losing. Now you may be wondering, why didn't McGregor prepare his cardio? The thing is that he did. He was going 12 rounds in sparring, he was trying to do that with intensity, etc. But the simple truth that even professionals often forget is that you can never prepare to be at 100% for 12 rounds by training to be at 100% for 12 rounds. You need to do the impossible and the superhuman and train to be at 120% for 12 rounds, because in the real fight some things are different, things that fatigue you an awful lot. Your slightest move is less jerky and fast and strong in sparring, no matter how hard you spar, simply because you know that it doesn't matter, and that it's not really a fight, but it's just sparring. Your adrenaline isn't flowing quite as much, and your desire to land punches isn't as overwhelming as in a fight. This alone means that if you are at 100% in 12 rounds of sparring, you will be at 80% in the real fight. On the other hand, a fighter who is prepared to have his guard up and advance can land very hard punches. People think it tires you to have your hands up, and in the beginning, that is kind of true. But for a boxer or kickboxer who has been training like that, it actually kind of spring loads him for the time he will start unleashing punches. It sounds weird, but you can talk with boxers and kickboxers and they will confirm that. That somehow, and they don't even understand exactly how, having your hands up and blocking everything allows for really powerful combinations further on. No matter the result, it was a very interesting fight and quite exciting for a boxing match. Let's hope we will see him back in real fighting soon. That is MMA. Oh, by the way, I hope there isn't anyone who believes that the worst MMA lightweight or welterweight would not murder Mayweather in an MMA cage. Is there? Until the next time, thanks for watching.